usually a man of many words, just assuring you. It's game week. And for those of you that aren't aware, we were supposed to be here last week. Had a little bit of a snafu and couldn't make it, so he would have been up here for like 20 minutes last week, but that's okay. He gave us the abbreviated version. Now he's talking to high school coaches. All good. Thank you so much, John. Blessings to you and the Tulane family. He's in his 26th year overall as a coach, 19th year as head coach at his alma mater. He's taken Newman to the state semifinals 3 times, and as a player, started for the Greenies, went on to play for Tulane for the Green Wave, Roll Wave, right? He was part of the unbeaten season in 1998 under Tommy Bowden. Currently undefeated, 9-0, second seed in the Select Division III playoffs, and the Greenies host a very good team in Catholic New Iberia this coming Friday night at Lupin Field in the quarterfinals of the state playoffs. Please give a warm welcome to Coach Nelson Stewart of Newman.
Thank you so much, Ken, for inviting me to speak today. It's crazy how time flies. As he alluded to, it's my 19th season as head coach, and I remember first time he introduced me, I believe, as a former Newman and Tulane quarterback, and that is not the case, and that's probably why I always echo my head of old teammate Peyton Manning said, "Nelson, you're a guard." So we're all being a guard, but he said, "You never threw a pass in the SEC. You really don't know that much." So I was a guard, a defensive lineman, very proudly been able to serve my alma mater. Always say I'm forever grateful. My head coach in high school, Tony Reginelli, 90 years old. He built the whole thing. He's doing great. We still talk all the time, and he's as best as ever. And also Frank Jandusa, my old head coach. My senior season is first, and he's still doing strong, the athletic director at St. Martin's, and has been so much a part of their resurgence. I think when I get a chance to come and speak, especially Thanksgiving, reminds me of how thankful I am to get the opportunity to do what I do. And I wouldn't be able to stand here without our amazing staff at Newman, represented today by Coach Doug Littenberger, our defensive coordinator. All of our guys just work incredibly hard. They're selfless, and because he's here, I'll embarrass him. Doug Littenberger eventually, he saved the day for us. I got to wear a dual hat one time of being the offensive defensive coordinator through July. That was an experience. I was aging rapidly, but Doug thankfully came in to be our assistant athletic director. He's taken over seamlessly. Our defense has been fantastic, and I think, again, just a great representation of Newman football. And that being said, you can't go much further than to talk about the young man you've already seen. Eli Friend is someone that I could speak hours about, but I won't to embarrass him too much. But I will say this about Eli. He is a throwback. He's a young man of high character. He works incredibly hard. I often joke at the end of, it's been an interesting few years. Sometimes I think I needed him as much as maybe he needed me. And my favorite time as a coach at Newman was just meeting him on Saturdays, too old to run routes, but just pushing nets all around so he could throw them all over the place, and just get him used to it. And then he did the work on his own, meeting with his wide receivers before school on his own time. I remember in winter, he'd have his shirt off. He never stopped, and there's a reason. I think our timing is so good, and our players have been up to this point. It's a credit to his leadership and those kids, and really you can't have the type of young man that he is without the family that he has. Aaron and Ashley have been phenomenal. The Lake family, I've known Aaron since we were 4 years old my whole life. I always look at her and think of her as Aaron Lake, and she's certainly just been an unbelievable, one of my best friends. She's one of my closest colleagues at Newman, and I think the biggest thing about her that I'm most proud of is the job she does as a mom. She's unbelievable. Eli's older brother Ari was selected the most esteemed member of his senior class. His little brother Ezzy is my right-hand man on signaling on the sidelines, and I think it's very appropriate that her married name is Friend, because she's certainly the nicest person I've ever met, and thank them so much for the opportunity to coach their son. Along the other things, for us, I think getting to this year's team, this has been a fun year for us. As Ken alluded to, we've had an undefeated regular season. I think that a lot of individuals probably thought we were crazy opening the season with St. John's Catholic, but it was a great victory. Credit to our kids. Our kids played physical. We ran the ball, played defensively. I think really set the tone for us for the year. I think that we believe in total, complete team football. It doesn't matter who gets the credit. The numbers, what really truly matters to us is the product on the field. I think our players are an extension of our coaches and our leaders, such as Eli, and that they truly do play for each other. A lot of highlights throughout the season. I think leading up to our district championship win over South Clackman, which was a super tough game that went down to the wire. Coach Lawfeet does such a good job. There's a reason I think in non-select Division 4 they really have an opportunity to go all the way. I think that got our kids in a tight situation. They hit to 8-0. And then last week, we were able to beat in the regional round Darwin Woods, kind of upstart team that beat Country Day by a few scores, and they certainly had our attention. Kids were able to, stay dialed in early, got the ball, got a commanding lead, and got to 40 some odd point lead, and then the clock ran, and able to get some of our young guys in. Some of the highlights I think leading up to our opponents this year, we're really proud of our efficiency. We're proud of our offense. Eli is currently over 71% in terms of his completion percentage. We've had really good ball distribution. We're fortunate we've got 4 really good wide receivers and a running back, and George Loop, Hendricks Hill, Collier Villery, Charles Wilson, and then obviously Jake Randall's a running back. Unique this year, we have 2 players averaging over 20 yards a catch, and Charles Wilson and George Loop, which we think is really impressive with what we've done. Hopefully, look at Jermone Sutherland, our all-time leading receivers here, so I figured I'd drop some numbers. Jermone wouldn't be too impressed by that. He had 2 1,300-yard receiving seasons and went on to play at Dartmouth, and we're just super proud of him. He's a coach now as well. But you can't do those things without the work of the guys up front. Brett Bordelon and our offensive line, as a whole, I think have just done a really good job of playing physical each week, controlling the line of scrimmage. This isn't a team that we don't want to be a finesse offense. We want to be a powerful offense. We want to control the line of scrimmage, and I think obviously we want to play really good team defense. Coach Littenberger has done a great job of expanding the system we already had in place structurally from a coverage and blitz standpoint. I think our guys have been really aggressive, highlighted by Justin Wells, Bordelon and Big Henry Jackson up front. They really allow the guys behind them to do the work, and I'd be remiss not to mention our secondary players, Brandon Favreau, Jack Falgu, Calvin Drake, and Eli's favorite, Alexander Dulitz, our lockdown cornerback. As we go through, we've just done a great job. We played really good team defense, and the other night, held them to 1 score and kind of a chunk play, and they put some on our young guys, which is fine. And that really leads me to this week. As Ken said, state quarterfinals. This could be far and away our best competition of the year. You kind of throw the seeds out. That's a 10-1 Catholic New Iberia team that has scored in bunches. They've won handily, for the most part, since a week 1 loss to Vermilion Catholic in kind of a muddy, physical type game where they ran the ball. They beat North Lake Christian 59-22 last week, and we've got to work hard out for us. But you got to live for it. You got to embrace the moment. I think for us, the one thing about our kids is I'd like to say, they don't want to hear what they can't do. If you said before this year and whatnot, I think that we're used to a little bit of doubt maybe there, but we'll be ready to play. I think that this is big boy football, as we say, championship football. You got to live to be able to practice on Thanksgiving and also play on Thanksgiving. And I think that that is something that we embrace that challenge. Look forward to a great week of practice. We've got a good plan in place, and again, just I think all the accolades went so far credit to our players, and just again very, very fortunate. And I guess the thing I would say going for me is Ken alluded to it every day. I think about Ed Daniels. He was a friend. He was someone that was more than someone just reported on high school sports. His first ever segment he did was on Eli, whether it was coming to our field or going down to the station. He truly loved it and had a passion for high school sports and high school football. And I think we need high school football now more than ever. It's one of the only times for some of our players that they can put their phone down, get off social media, focus on being part of a team, focus on the struggle and the work together to work as a team to get what you need. And I think the values you get, especially from high school football, are ones that you can take with you the rest of the way. And you know, any chance we get to talk about it, highlight these young men and the job that they do, I think should be commended. I think Ken Trahan, so much for that. And again, it's an honor to get up here and speak with so many great speakers. And again, one more congratulations to Coach J.T. Curtis on his just unbelievable run. I tell Mark Bonise, the Catholic League is like the SEC. I don't know how they do it, but huge win over Acadiana. And I'm reminded about Coach Curtis all the time, and that we were fortunate this year to win handily in terms of pulling ahead of teams with some running clock. And as Tony Reginelli always told me, let the wins go to your heart, not your head. And I can tell you every time when I was in the district with Coach Curtis, they made us better. And to echo a sentiment I said to Open last time, we played when they were the #1 team in the country. And I don't even think our punter was better that year. They were good every single way you could. And there was no running clock, and we lost 35-0. And I think that spoke to his character. It was a good lesson for me as a young coach and the right way to do things. So again, it's been an honor. Thank you all so much, and congratulations to that young man. He's my heart, and hopefully, as I told Princeton's coordinator the other day, we'll get a few more weeks to coach him. God bless you all. Thank you so much.